Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this very special Documentale podcast episode of Stories from the Beauty Parlor. In this podcast, we travel around the world and visit beauty parlors around the globe. So far, we have visited hamams in Morocco, hairdressers in Kiev, queer Ukrainian nail salons in the underground. We've been to tattoo parlors in Tbilisi and wedding makeup parlors in Kosovo. And why beauty parlors, you may ask? Well, because it's a female safe space and where women and communities come together to carve out their identities, talk, and share stories. On top of that, we do these live and deep dives with people in different ways beautifying the world and Berlin, transforming self-care to community care. And we can't think of any other better guest than a representative for this as for Prince Emrah. Tonight's guests have spent the last 10 years building community from scratch, vibrant communities, starting spaces, collectives, festivals for BPOC, queer, trans performers of all different backgrounds. Prince Emrah, you, among others, are a belly dancer, DJ, makeup artist, drag, festival organizer, and everything in between. And further than most, maybe, you're also a house mother. And you have become one of the most important artists and organizers in Berlin's queer scene. You are a force of nature and the one and only Prince Emrah. Welcome tonight.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. And we are so happy to have you here. And I just threw a lot of words on you, things that you have on your Instagram bio. But with everything that you are, and I wanted to ask you, how do you self-identify today and maybe at this stage in your career and where you're in your life at this moment? Who are Prince Emrah now?
If you should do one word, then just a creator. I love to create the things and having fun with the things and super flexible, whatever life takes you, and it makes you happy, and I'm there. So I started, as you said, like just a dancer, belly dancer at the beginning of my career, and it was also even not planned to make it like really as a professional, as a job. It was my hobby because I'm a self-refugee immigrant, came in 2015, and the moment was super hard at the beginning. Young age, queer person, and also like brown person here, and of course had to go through many difficulties, and that's why we had to be busy daily life, have some kind of a lifestyle or hobby that makes you at the same time happy but a little bit like connected to your roots, hometowns. So I started to dance, belly dance, just having fun, and took me to the stages, to the festivals, to the parties, from underground, upground, and then people often, you have a very good energy, why you don't do also the music and DJ, because you are very good with the vibe, creating with people, connecting. So I started like to play some music, especially like in a direction with Suana and hip shaky, booty bouncy tracks that makes people more hyping at the party and dance. And then from there, two connected also with many other people together. And then people started to text me, like other refugees like me who were living in different shelters. Because, it's also hard with the language boundaries, the problems, or also like new people, new connections. So they trusted and hoped that maybe I can help them. And I did my best to connect people, but it was somehow hard always to take from this side to another side and connecting, be a bridge between. So I said, okay, this is a lot of work, then why just don't we do a house or collective that we just come together, and who are interested to support you all, they can come and support and take you somewhere that where you deserve to be. So we start like Collective Queerberg in Berlin in 2018. We started as a solidarity show at very small bar, Silver Future, close to Zononari, and celebrated our queerness in a very small stage. It was very nice. People really loved. Always was packed, always full. And from there we went to more bigger stages, bigger clubs, and now we start with only me plus 3 refugee artists, and now I think we are over 30 regular performers in the house, and also right now I am more connected also with other cities in Germany, with 2 in other houses and 3 festivals organizing and producing. So from there, connecting with people, not in German, not gelernt, but geübt producer became, or creator. So I didn't study in a university, but just life took you there, and I just followed it.
Sometimes people call it the Berghain University, or
I've never been there, but yeah, true.
But so you've been doing this work now for 10 years, and you build a very vibrant, very vibrant career. Do you have any milestones or something where you will think back on your deathbed, wow, I can't believe we did that, or any just precious moment that has been special for you? I mean, 10 years is a long time, and there's a lot of these moments, of course, but yeah.
I think everything what did in a stage and things that can make me super proud when I see the back what we did, because I remember when we started at the beginning how was even Berlin, of course, is super open mind, super maybe crazy, super welcome and things, but they change it and still changing so many things, especially in the club nights, club culture, and show culture, and yeah, I can say of course we get what we deserve, but it can be also even more.
But yeah, I mean, it was a completely different. Berlin has always been very open and had a big queer nightlife, but 10 years ago it was not as diverse as it is now. How was it when you started out?
I never forget my first performance was at now it's closed as Schwutz, not first performance, but one of the big stage where I performed, queer club. Now it's closed. I hope we'll come back. And then when I performed my belly dance performance first time, the guests were just looking back and turned back, and they just ignored and dancing. They didn't see you even as a performer, you know that.
And wow.
Yeah, because I mean, I understand also because in a media or club nights, mostly were drag representation, and in their mind, or imagination, drag is a different character, you know, because belly dance is still, people are asking me, are you drag? I say, if you see me drag, then yes. If not, then I'm just a performer. So what is drag, you know, now it's a huge topic. Of course, if you see in a commercial mainstream thing, they use a kind of a really line or box, what is drag, but also if you see in the other side, more diverse and more community and more creative, then drag can be everything. It can be you, how we are sitting, it can be you there, because we all put the character on us, what drag also does. You all put their dresses. I mean, you never look at home with these dresses, so it's your costume. And you are also sometimes acting, you know, you smile, look so happy, even you don't. Yeah. So yeah, it depends, and these things a lot change it. Also, many club programs, especially for BIPOC immigrants. For example, when we started Black and Brown Cabaret, there many cabaret shows were only white burlesque artists, but now like it's a lot diverse, a lot mixed, so many also drag performers and also cultural dance performers included, and also in a club nights, underground club nights, festivals are giving spaces to them.
Yeah, that's a very positive change, and there also came in like this completely new energy and ideas and aesthetics into the scene. I don't know. After this, please go home and Google Prince Emrah's. Like their outfits and performances are amazing. I remember I booked you to my previous NGO's 10-year anniversary, and my daughter was like 3 months old, and Prince Emrah came in with a crystal chandelier like on their head and like fire, and like my daughter's eyes just popped. She was like, what is happening? It was like the most fascinating thing she ever saw. And they're just amazing. And you always seem to have this energy of also like creating yourself new. And that's something that we also need in Berlin as an energy still. Yeah, so a lot of milestones and a lot of work done. When you think about like building these houses and these communities, you also said you've been very active also outside Berlin. You've been a lot in NRW, like in Nordrhein-Westfalen, where there's maybe not as strong communities for that. How has that work and how gone? Has it been different? What kind of energy, what kind of challenges is it? Also when you do it outside of your home, so to say.
Yeah, like I was doing this since 2018, like as a collective housework in Berlin, and then 3.5, 4 years ago, there was kind of my friend sent me the link and said like they know this space that they are giving some small budget, and then you can, even you don't live there, you can go and do a work at that space. And then I applied, and the people, it was like from the Ruhrgebiet cultural something. And then I applied, and they said, okay, we love it, but we don't want it just for one time to give you, we want you for a whole year to bring in not only one event, we wanted like more events you do. And then they invited me to go and to create a network with the Ruhrgebiet NRW and to do kind of a space to bring from outside artists, but also connecting with the local artists from them. So it took for me like a lot of energy, a lot of time to like understand the vibe, to understand the people, what they need, or what is too much, what is okay. You know, sometimes Berlin is too much crazy. You can, whatever you do, like the people accept in the nightclubs, but that really, no, it's like sometimes too much conservative, some spaces, and not ready for all kind of shows. Like for Berlin, like burlesque is so normal, but for them getting off clothes, oh my God, no. So like you have to know what you introduce and also how to host the show, because I am hosting my own shows myself in drag, and it's also the way how you talk to people. You don't, like you cannot scare them, and also of course you don't want to lose, but you want to get more, so you have slowly open the things there. And yes, now I think I am already 4 years working also with Ruhrgebiet NRW, and at the beginning we were only at 2 cities, but right now we were, until now, I think in 8 cities in NRW.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and we did, because we always move, we pop up in different cities. We are like House of Namus there. In Namus, word is actually use it in our countries, like Central Asia, Persian, and in old Arabic vocabulary. It's mostly for female and femme people use it like era, pride, and
Also pride.
yeah, like, and if you don't have, like, you are kind of bitch, you know. If you lose your pride, then you are not respected person. So, and we take this House of Namus, the word pride, and we reclaim it, and we say everyone here has a pride honor, but we celebrate it however we have, and we have it. So this is a space like kind of freedom and celebration, especially for femme people who are from Swana and more immigrant background people. So yeah, like right now we had like at the beginning only one event, and now we have 4 concepts like cabaret show, festival, club nights, casino nights, and they also it gets bigger.
And community organizing is a lot of work. It's not only, going up on stage and hosting or, doing a DJ set. It's like so much around work, building that community, building that trust, as you also described. Maybe some of you have seen the wonderful Netflix series Pose. And where it's set in the 1980s New York and in the ballroom and drag community. And there it's a very beautiful portrait of how houses are created, because you talk about houses, and you have founded your own houses, but how would you describe, how is a house formed outside of Netflix, outside of this sort of storytelling? Is it the same? Like, I'm very curious.
It is, yeah, but also like depends on what kind of house is it, yeah. Because like for us, the house is like very safe space, not only for the guests but also for the artists. Like the house is where you really feel comfortable and you can be yourself there. It's not only on stage but also on the backstage. This vibe to create and connect with each other and not to have drama is impossible. There are always dramas. But the thing is, like, again, it's a house, and how you find the solutions for that. Like, it should not break and it should not get lost, and they should not hate each other. Somehow you have to connect and stay happy and continue the things together. So actually, it's a lot of work, especially if you do this organic community thing, like with the people, artists, like not officially educated, like they created themselves, the costumes that they did by themselves, they learned their stage, they do their choreographies, they do their makeups, and it's a different than in other cultural house spaces.
Well, your description of a family, chosen or not, sounds like any family. I think you just need to keep together and like maneuver through high and low and conflict and love and joy. But I also know I did an interview with you 3 years ago, and then I remember very vividly, because we talked about funding. And you're like, oh, baby, like, we don't come from funding. We never had any funding. Like, we do everything. It's like bottom up and grassroots, and we recycle the materials. But then when we checked in before this interview, you mentioned that actually some of these houses and some of these families and communities are actually disintegrating recently, maybe due to funding. What is happening? What is the situation? What has changed?
Yeah, like many houses that I know in Berlin 10 years ago, and when I started, there were many houses, many communities, many collectives that, of course, like us, created by themselves, and let's say organic community spaces, but not existing many of them anymore, or not actively doing the things, because of course no one of them or all of us were not really on a funding focused people. We were just like, we love what we do and we just wanted to do the things. But what was good is the other places who had the fundings, they gave us the spaces. So even if we don't get, we had the places who are sharing with us. So we were always invited to in other cities, in other festivals, in other clubs, in other parties, cultural spaces, galleries, giving a stage or giving us to create a showcase, special support, like sport or the day, night takeovers. But now the many fundings are, yes, fundings get smaller, and we didn't get it before directly, but also not we don't get now. But even now, who are getting, they are not really that much, I think, sharing with those spaces. They are with their own safe people only taking and like giving it. So it doesn't go from the circle that much out, that fundings. And that's why also it doesn't go to that deep to those spaces who are like before, and also like before the political things were also different, you know, the diversity topics were different. Like in 8 years ago, the refugee topic was super trendy, and many places they were inviting and giving the space, but not anymore. It also like changing, and also they feel the people, it's not anymore safe to give them or own the stage. But we understand the situation, the things happening around, but still I think Berlin was for many people like a home, because it was supported from the community. And if there is no, I know that many mother, like house mothers, they left city. They left the country. They are
left
not
the
anymore.
country?
Yeah. They don't live anymore here. They don't
Where did they go, out of curiosity?
Well, I know 2 of them in Australia now, another one in Norway, 2 back to America. I know, yeah, many, like.
And with this happening, like how do you see? I mean, there's so many backlashes at the same time, right? I mean, we have all the funding being cut for culture and arts, and then we have the diversity and like inclusion topic being completely shut down, and then we have all of this. A right-wing push also against migrant and refugees. What effect do you think that will have? Like, I mean, of course on you as individuals, but also the cultural life. Like, it's alarming if Berlin has always lived from this amazing energy coming from, you know, underground performers and these grassroots cultural expressions. How are you navigating this? Like, what will happen? What's
I have no idea what will happen. Yeah, I think like who really were, who could like create their own circle. I think until now who survived, I know only 3 like collectives that until now they are alive and continue the things. And they are like really strongly build up the community and spaces. So even there are no funding or no other stages like organizing like us, our own events or festivals, still surviving and continue things. I mean, it can of course get always harder, it can get easier, but I think like if you still connected with the people who you built your house, then I wouldn't say like easily you will continue, but I think you will continue, because like we didn't start it like for really earning money or being a rich this thing. We just wanted to stay alive here because we had to stay here. We don't have a back way, and somehow we wanted to motivate and have a hope for future, and we want to get it from each other in the house. So that was our reason. We know why we started. So it's not that, okay, now we don't have money, then we don't continue it. No, we have a motivation, we have each other, and then we continue, because that was a reason. And why you do it. So I cannot say now exactly about other communities or other houses where they navigate their space. I know my space where I am navigating. And hope others will too.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges for all culture workers or people who want to see some change in the world at this moment. But do you have any advice for people who want to be like a good ally or support with your type of communities losing the support and that you have fought so much for? How can you be a good ally for performers and artists like you, if you're coming from more established mainstream culture institutions and spaces?
Yeah, as it give a space, you know, like make them more visible. Like our performances are always not just a fun. Of course, we always try to show on stage the glam, fun, dancing, but also we are telling us stories. Like when I'm hosting the performers, I always like introduce them from where did they come, how they started, how we met each other. Because who I want invite on stage, I should watch the person. I should have something like connecting with them. I should have a story to tell to people about them. So I'm always telling it, and people, they know behind of this hard work or behind of this glamorous look or smiling face, what is the pain in back, like how did they get until that stage. And if Eliza give us more space, like, and even, you know, like you don't have that much money, but you give a space. Maybe to your show comes another one organizer with more money. Then maybe they hear that and they invite us to another. And that's a solidarity thing. That was in Berlin, I think, before, like more stronger than now, the solidarity part. Because before, when we did even like festival or events, for sure, like 300-400 people, you don't have to really promote an event. They were like people just coming to support. But now it's like that solidarity a bit like lost.
But it's solidarity, yes, but it's also the whole kind of situation where a lot more people have much less money. And if the consumption, the money and what you have in your pocket for consumption goes down, of course you go out less to restaurants, you go to the club, you buy one drink instead of 3, and so like the whole kind of the whole culture and the whole energy is then also losing a lot of support. And it's like sometimes not even from like solidarity reasons, just because like you just can't afford it. And I mean, like what the politicians are doing now, also like with just cutting also more from the people who kind of keeps this economy, and like if it's like the gastronomy, if it's like restaurants, if it's clubs going, like they will go like bankrupt, and then there will be no culture life, and then like the tourists will stop coming also. Like it's all so interconnected and so fragile, and yeah.
But you know, these cuttings are affecting always, like what I see now, to these alternative spaces mostly.
Yeah.
Like they cannot continue. But the mainstreams, even there were like cuttings, like somehow even that money what they get, they are still getting. But the alternative spaces, they don't get at all, like 0. But the other spaces, like less they get, but they are still getting them. Or because they are mainstream, they know how to get the sponsorships or the things like that. But the alternative space is not, because they are not in a commercial way or not in a mainstream way they were. So that's why, you know, they just like shut down. They don't continue the things. You know, the solidarity, for example, I would recommend also to other event spaces, like in my events, also at the Gehana right now, like we are doing every month at SO36, every last Saturday of the month for people from Swana region and others, that for trans dolls, always free entry, for refugees with a card thing, like half price, reduced price. So these kind of solidarities, you know, like, and also maybe the other spaces, they are contacting to those kind of community spaces and say, hey, we have a Zoli tickets, I don't know, or Zoli spaces to give it to people. That can also help to like sharing with others, not only the stage, but also for the guests.
Yeah. And I mean, what you're doing in these spaces and nights, and it's literally like creating beauty, like both in the most literal sense, and it's like it's community beauty, it's like beauty it's like glitter, glam, music, joy, people being together. And in queer culture and in drag culture, beauty plays a very special role, right? And you are also like, you're a makeup artist, and can you describe for the listeners and maybe who have not experienced it themselves, like the energy that goes into creating all of this beauty and this joy, both as like an individual, but also like as a community going on stage? It's almost like some alchemic process. It's like with a lot of energy is created. How is it backstage when you're getting ready? How long does it take?
For getting in drag?
Yeah, for your performance.
Before the stage. Yeah. It depends. Sometimes you have to be in a 30 minutes on stage, but if like you get ready, then 2 till 4 hours. If you really do step by step the things, all with the time. But yeah, depends how you see the beauty on a side. Like some people, they see these glam, glitters, eyeliners, lipstick. This is beauty. Some people like really in a trashy, they feel themselves super sexy and beautiful. So it depends. Like also from the costume and from the look and the performance, what they present. But in the backstage, that's also the not the magic, but the most beautiful thing in the backstage, that everyone feels themselves beautiful in their own way, and you just see all the process from each other, and you say, okay, this is beautiful, all of them beautiful, and we are so different, beautiful people. Yeah, like so I don't think you can really with one shape describe this is beauty, especially with a performance and stage thing. In the daily life, it's a different.
Yeah, but it's also very beautiful because I've been backstage with you guys, and like also how you are like making each other ready. Like, oh, can you do the corset? And like, I need help with my wig, and like, it's like a community. Like event, and
it's organic community event, like these kind of things maybe you will not see at the Deutsche Opera, or you will not see it, I don't know, in any other kind of theater space, because they have their own costume designers, they have their own wig designers, they have a makeup artist. But in our backstage, no, like everyone is for each other. You're like, can you spray and do this thing? Can you like wear my corset? I don't know, can you help my shoes, the things? Like no one feels, am I your slave to do it? No. Like it's just like happy to do for each other. And that's a house, like you are not doing it for getting rich, but you are doing it just like for that moment. You just, you just want to live. And for queer people, especially if they are immigrants, you can see this difference. In a community.
For me, it also reminded me a little bit of the kind of community that you create as like a young, like teenage girl. When you have like these pre-parties as like a girl, and you're kind of like carving out your identity, and making your bestie look the best and feel the best, and warming up to a party and like making an entrance, and it's so sweet and empowering, and also your costumes are also amazing. Again, Google this afterwards. You also do a lot of like shows on different themes. You have like recycling, glam, all different kind of themes. But you yourself also. You put in a lot of work in your costumes. Do you want to tell us a little bit about? It's not like you just go and buy like a nice dress.
Yeah, for me, my belly dance performance is my really in this performance life. It's my job, belly dancer. The drag, the DJ, the host. They are kind of. It's for my house that I give sometimes my solidarity, my support for that. But as a belly dance performer, even my first costume was DIY, and it was from Tule Curtain. That moment, like when this first opportunity I got, I was living in a shelter with other queer refugee people, and I mean, we all are poor.
You had like 100 euros per month or something?
Exactly. Like we got every month a salary, 105 euros, something like this.
I wouldn't call it salary, but
Yeah, and of course, like these costume to get, it's like, no way. And then we saw that there was a curtain tulle, and we cut it from between. I made from that skirt, and then we went to the Euro shop. We bought the plastic golden shiny things, and we glue them. And my trans doll friend, roommate, she gave a white top. Again, we glue some things. That was my first belly dance costume. But now, like I'm working with many other belly dance costume designers. I also do try my best to support those type of artists, especially in Turkey. I have one queer belly dance costume designer and two alone mother. They have a few children, so they do a gorgeous, beautiful costumes. The process is like I prepare the design because there is no ready non-binary belly dance costume. Then mostly it's a belly dance is for female, and you will get only female costumes if you want to buy. But I don't like to present as female. I don't like also as a male. And for me, this line of presentation is very important. And like so, for especially for my body, for my stage, I paint, I draw, I design on paper, and we do like camera calls. And I explain, she goes to the bazaar, she shows me the fabrics, we choose the rhinestones, which one, how, where to put. And every week we talk, like the belt here, the shape, and yeah, it takes like around to finish one costume 4 or 5 months.
Oh,
and they sew every rhinestone like one by one on it. And yeah, the first costume, I still use it, like since 10 years. Or 9 years I have them because they're really, handwork.
Yeah.
Maybe they will stay forever. So yeah, it takes like a long time. And also my headpieces, that was a reason actually that when I realized the first time I was on a big stage, the people didn't take me serious. They didn't accept me as a performer. And I realized that it should be extravagance or something. It should be avant-garde. That just dancing is not enough for these stages. So I started to put kind of headpieces, and I came with these chandelier with 12, 11 candles. And then I made in a double floor, or I don't know, smoking with a shisha, wings, and etc. So like the big stage had to cover, So yeah, now like to be in the biggest festivals in a whole Europe, like a Fusion, and taking alone a belly dance concert spot there, or Boom Festival, Hall Festival, Melt Festival. And it's good to see like belly dance in Europe, that big type of festival spaces.
And you've been a motor in putting it there, especially in the queer communities. Do you think that mainstream beauty, because like mainstream beauty and fashion, it takes so much inspiration from queer aesthetics, and if it's beauty, if it's fashion, do you get enough credits for, or is it just stealing, like the inspiration?
Me?
No, like the mainstream fashion and beauty, because there's a lot of inspiration that are being taken from communities like yours, like with the energy, with the looks, with the vibe, and then it's just like commercialized and brought to people with money. Like, do you sometimes have the feeling like, but that's our style, that's our way to do it, or?
Yeah, I see, but no, never got asked someone for that or credit, but also never got disappointed for that. If we see it in a queer community, we don't get disappointed. Like I don't get myself. It's okay, because it's also good to be inspired or getting inspiration from. But of course, also sometimes good to hear just thanks. for the things. But maybe also I don't go that much out of queer community spaces. But yeah, like I saw even like my type of headpiece in a different way was did a performance kind of a burlesque, but it's not a burlesque thing. And I said, I think maybe you saw from the show. He said, yes, and things like I saw from you, and then I did this one for me, and I inspired, but never got a credit from this.
Working so much like in a such a visual culture, and also like with our kind of beauty obsessed the current moment in time, has your personal relationship to beauty changed, whether having been long in this scene or also, you know, getting older? Has it changed along the way?
No.
Do you think? No?
No. Why? No, not getting
It's,
older.
No, it's just joy and
Yeah.
joy in transformation.
Yes, because I think for the art or for creating things, there's no limit, no age. If you go more out from your circle, if you more research, your art, what you did before, can get older, but you never got old. Like you can. I never felt it. Do you?
No,
Huh?
no. But also having worked so much like in this very, very grassrooty community, bottom-up spaces, we talked a little bit about about the funding, that there needs to be more funding for communities to survive and projects to kind of keep up and running. But on another level, there's a challenge with that. You know, like as with funding also comes, you know, certain restrictions, or if you get sponsorships, they want to, you know, have their name everywhere, or with certain fundings, there comes a lot of like restrictions. I can give an example from my previous NGO. Like during COVID, it was really hard for everyone during COVID, right? And we got accepted a big fund where we should get 200,000 euros to support migrant and refugees. But then they wanted for all of our culture programs. But then they said, okay, but you will only get this if you send in the passports of all our community members when they come to one of our activities. And we were like, there's no way we can do that, because then we will destroy the whole community. People will not come to our events.
I remember, I think this situation also, I had this experience.
Yeah?
It was 2 years ago. I had also this kind of situation. Like, they wanted to invite us somewhere, they wanted to support the space, but they wanted the whole performers, the passport pictures to send them. Before all the performers go on stage, they wanted to make sure that everyone's background are researched, and that's no way. It's not that we are like there are people not safe or not good, but it's no, like.
Yeah, no, we also said no to this 200,000 euros at the time, where it was really, really tight with money. But I also think like that's also a privilege to be able to do that. But at the same time, if you don't take these decisions, there's no project to talk about. There's no community to talk about, because you destroy the trust and that you have in this community. And this is a very kind of fine balance, right? You know, funding yourself to an extent that you can live and survive without destroying this trust and this feeling of being together and being taken serious. So yeah, how do you navigate that? Just saying no.
Yeah, like if it was just me, I said it's okay, you can take it, you know, for me, okay. But I cannot do it for other people. As I said, like that was not the way how we started. And also for us, these funding things were not challenging, yeah, because we started without and we continued and we do it still. So we know how to do it the way without funding. So for us, it's to say no is kind of easy thing. It's just no.
It's just no, people.
No is no.
No is no. That's a very good beginning of the end. I want to ask you a last question. Maybe no is something that you learned during your so far 10 years of a career. But which advice would you give baby Emra arriving as a young, maybe a bit lost, maybe full with potential, just person who wanted to get started here, looking back for the next generation?
For next generation.
And for yourself.
It's hard for next generation because, especially after the pandemic, the generation and the things, a lot changed. If comparing with 10 years ago and now, it's a different. I don't think I can give really advice to the comparing with that time.
What would you give which advice would you give to baby Emra then, or 10 years younger?
Do exactly the things how you did, even more if I can, and all the decisions were very good, and I'm proud with everything, and always to feel proud, never say never, and never feel also sorry for the things, for your mistakes. You are allowed to do mistakes, and don't feel sad for that, because your mistakes will bring the good things in the life, then you will know the differences. But sometimes I felt a lot when I did the mistakes, bad before. I felt I don't know, not enough professional, not enough good on the things. I'm not, if I would educate in some university, maybe I wouldn't do the things, but no, I think really the life education is the best education. And I'm so proud and happy that I had these all mistakes what I had.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And keep doing all of the amazing work. Keep pushing for creating more beauty in this quite ugly world we have at the moment. And thanks so much for being here on stage with us, Emra.
Yeah, thank you too.
Thanks so much for listening to this special Documentale live episode with Prince Emra. Please follow us on Stories from the Beauty Parlor on Instagram. Next week, we are releasing our final episode for this season. It's from Istanbul, and sneak peek for you who are here. After that, we are traveling to Kurdistan and visiting salons on both the East Coast and the West Coast of US. See you next time.